today.
Coach will open with a comment. Raise your hand and we'll...
Well, I was really proud of our players today, our team today. I thought this was a difficult challenge for them. I told them before the game that, the plan that we had for them, ordinary men couldn't go out there and get it done. And that we needed them to be extraordinary, and that they were. And they were special. And they've been that way all year. And I know they've been criticized a lot, but I thought we played an outstanding game today. Every part of the game. There was tough conditions out there. The quarterback did a fantastic job. We moved the ball effectively on offense, made a couple explosive plays. Defense did a great job except for the one long run. Got in the wrong gaps, but scored on special teams, scored on defense, and scored on offense. So we scored in all three areas of the game. So can't tell you how proud I am of the players, the coaches, the people hung in there and have, really believed in this team. I believe in this team, and we just got to focus on getting better. This is one game. Georgia's got a really good team. Tough circumstances out there for us today, both teams. But our team handled it well, and I think that's why we had success. So a lot of mental toughness, a lot of physical toughness, and really, really proud of the way our guys showed competitive character in this game.
Starting back on the left there.
Nick, I know you guys have played pretty well on defense before this season. Was that as inspired as the front seven has played all year?
Well, we played against a really good team. And I would say, except for the one play, I knew that if, I think in games like this, and we were going to play the game close to the vest and try to run the ball, throw play action passes, because we did not want to get behind in the game. And we were fortunate to get ahead in the game with some good execution, made a couple big plays, and blocked the punt. And I think it's very difficult to come back and get taken out of your game plan in situations like that. So our guys did a great job of executing the plan. The fact that they couldn't run the ball on us except for the one run, we got them in a lot of third down situations, which was very difficult to manage out there on a day like today. So I thought the defense, front seven did a great job, but I thought we played well in the secondary as well. It was obvious that their plan was to go after, Marlin, early in the game with 26. So after they hit a couple, we flip-flopped the corners and put 5 on them and played it that way the rest of the game and did a much better job.
Here on the right with Matt.
A few things. First of all, you mentioned what you said to the team before the game. What did you say to them after the game?
I'm sorry?
I said you referenced what you said to the team before the game. What did you say to the team after the game?
Well, I just told them how proud I was of them, what a great job they did.
And second question, I don't know how into looking at the big picture you are after individual games, but regardless of anything that happened during the course of the first 4 games, what kind of statement do you feel like this makes about just what kind of talent you guys have and where you guys are as a team right now?
I really can't hear what he's asking.
Yeah, just what kind of statement do you feel like this makes about where you guys are as a team?
Well, I think we improved. I think we're getting better. I think it's one game. I think we have to show that we can play with consistency. I don't think we finished the game like we needed to, which is something that we need to learn from. If it was a closer game, that wouldn't have been a good thing. I mean, we didn't take the air out of it on offense. We couldn't run the ball at the end of the game like we wanted to. Gave up a big play on defense. So, but it's one game. Now, next week, you all will be asking me, what are we going to do different to get ready for this game because it's a big game? Then the next game after that will be the same thing. So we have a process that we go through to try to get our players ready, to get them to improve. And I thought they played their best game of the year today, obviously, and against a very good team.
Please speak up when you're asking your questions. Front right.
Coach, in terms of momentum, how big was not only stopping that early turnover, but eliminating Georgia from scoring on that early turnover?
Well, I think it was huge. Momentum is big in the game like this, and we put together a good drive, and then we made a couple big plays, and that sort of changed the game completely. But the early turnover, them not scoring was always big. Our defense has played, pretty well all year long, except for a couple of big plays against Ole Miss. We had a big one today, too, so we need to eliminate that.
Right next to him, Mark.
How do you think Jake looked in terms of managing the team?
Jake did a great job today. Most people probably don't know, and, Georgia's quarterbacks, too, how difficult it is to play in circumstances like that. But he managed the game well. He got us in the right plays. He changed the protection a couple times. Made a couple really good throws, which the play action passes, I think, made a big difference in the game. One was a big play touchdown, but changed field position a couple times. So Jake played with a lot more confidence. I think he's getting better every week. I think he's got a better understanding of what he needs to do, and I thought he did a good job of taking what the defense gave him today.
Right here in the middle, Dwayne.
Coach, when it was early in the game and, it was basically 3 and out, what do you feel like got you guys going offensively?
Well, we just needed to execute the plan, and I think we started, blocking, finishing blocks better. Derrick Henry got kind of rolling, but we were going to stick with it. We were not going to abort what our plan was coming in here on a day like today, and I think our players did a great job. I think our coaching staff did a really good job of having patience, knowing what we wanted to do, and going out and executing it.
Front right here with John.
Calvin Ridley came into this program extremely highly regarded. It seemed like today was kind of his coming out party. What did you see?
Well, Calvin's played well for us all year long. He's obviously getting more opportunities now that Robert Foster's out. But he shows a lot of maturity for a freshman in terms of the way he plays and doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and made a really big play today and has played well all year. I know he dropped one last week, but kind of live and learn, and he's a very confident guy that I think is very focused and really prepares well and shows a lot of maturity for a freshman.
Front right here with Alex.
How much do you think a game like this goes to establishing an identity that you want to set?
Well, I think it goes a long way, and I think our players, showed a competitive character today that I hold in really high esteem, because that's what you want your players to do. I think that we were just as ready to play Ole Miss, but we did not channel our energy in the right place. And the big message today was, even when we started jumping around out there in pregame, I got really pissed. All right, and I said, all right, we're going to go through this again. All right, we're going to be emotional and not be able to execute and do what we're supposed to do. That's not who we are. So we're focusing on playing football and doing our job. And they settled down and did a good job of that. So I think it does go a long way to establish an identity, but that's something that you develop a reputation over time. So now we need to do it with consistency.
Here with Ken.
Just wanted to ask you about your inside backers today, Reggie and Ruben, and their play in some tough circumstances.
Well, I thought the whole front seven did a good job. You don't stop running backs like those guys have, both of them, 27 and 1, both. If the linebackers aren't doing a good job and the defensive line's not doing a great job as well. We had good secondary run fit for the most part, so the whole defense played really well, but I was really pleased with the way the backers played. Now, we got in the wrong gaps. All right, the players got a little bit confused. We were basically playing two different fronts. One's an odd front, one's an even front. Calls we make on an all-odd front changes gaps for guys, but we were in an even front, and Ruben thought he was in an odd front gap. And the ball spit, and the safety was fitting someplace else, and that's why there was nobody there. So other than that play, they did a fabulous job.
Front right here.
Coach, Minka Fitzpatrick made a pretty big play for you on special teams today. How did you feel that kind of turned the game a little bit?
Well, Minka's another freshman that really shows a lot of maturity in terms of being able to go out there and take a lot of responsibility, not only as a fifth defensive back playing star, but also in a lot of special team situations. And the block punt was big. He did a really good job. It was a good design. And, he finished it very, very well. But he made a couple good plays on kickoff coverage, and he played very well in the secondary.
Two more quick ones, Aaron and then Mark.
After the game, you ran over to the fans and acknowledged them. Why did you feel like it was important to do?
Well, I think part of, what gives you a little positive self-gratification is knowing that people who came here and sat in the rain and really love Alabama and supported the team, I just like for them to know that we all really appreciate that. And I don't think it takes but a second to let them know that.
Mark, final one.
I know Derek had the early fumble, but how did you see him respond to that and how he's finished the game?
Played well, you know. We told the guys we had to play it one play at a time for 60 minutes in the game, and you know, he was a little frustrated because he's a great competitor, but I said, just forget it. Let's go play the next play, and I thought he had a great game. I thought downhill runs are what you need to do on a field like that and conditions like that, and he's the perfect guy for it.
Thanks, Coach.